I got to watch Anora right next to Jim Plannette, actually.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's right.
it
That's how
was
y'all
very
met.
funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, that was the movie that Jim was like, hey, I'm going to go watch. So everybody, the reason why we're talking about Jim Plannette is because he's our guest in a few hours. He's the gaffer for E.T. and for pretty
Young
much all the films of
Frankenstein.
our films of our childhood, basically.
Basically.
Yes. And we had become friends. I forgot, not at that screening, but at some prior screening. True to self, I looked over, started chatting, and I was like, you are the gaffer of E.T.?
We are the
Get Reelisms podcast.
I am Adam Chase Ready.
And I am Christine Chen. And surprise, we're both filmmakers.
We get into it by sharing secrets, advice, and gossip in filmmaking.
And we even get our other filmmaking friends to share theirs too.
So please, everybody, join us for
an ode to filmmaking.
This thing.
Goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Get Reelisms pod. Hold on 1 second.
What episode are we on?
167, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay.
Episode 167, you guys. My name is Adam Chase Rennie.
And I am Christine Chen.
Boy, oh boy, I almost forgot how to do the intro, but that's
Don't worry,
okay.
I forgot to turn on everything. So I was like,
me
wait, I
too.
need to attach this. Oh, wait, I need to attach this.
And we're trying out StreamYard too, so this is a whole thing. We're doing a whole other thing that we honestly are. I do this at the last minute, and I know Christine does too. So it's like we're all just figuring out.
And we always say we won't do this at the last minute.
And then I do.
It just happens out.
Yeah.
And I really tried, but then I've been on the spree of almost, I guess, like spring cleaning is what I would say it is right now. And things are a little bit slow in the film industry. So I have been going in and organizing years of hard drives right now. That's my new thing. So I've been organizing hard drives since 2012. The whole journey of Moth of Flame, essentially. I'll echo that. Chris is echoing. Ah, shiznit. It says I'm echoing.
You're echoing through.
Oh, thank you. It's because I forgot I have to put earbuds in.
Oh, because you're doing it. Yeah.
Yes. Thanks,
Got
guys.
it.
Literally have forgotten how to do my own podcasts.
While you do that, I'll give a couple updates. Life's been okay for me. I've just been working a little bit here and there. Honestly, I've done more art PA gigs and regular PA gigs just to get by. And doing, of course, other side gigs. But yeah, it's been real slow in the film industry. Somewhat scary for sure. But at the same time, it's like the film industry does have its ebbs and flows. And I'm just hoping and praying that at a certain point, hopefully in the summer or something, will come our way in terms of gigs. And these are just the few moments that we have to deal with that I certainly don't want to deal with, but
it's just the natural.
It's just time. Flow. Yeah, I think time is just going to pass because that's all you can do. Or what else do we do? Panic?
We're trying to not.
Yeah, we're trying to do the fucking opposite, y'all. You know what I mean? And yeah, movies ain't doing so hot nowadays. The Oscars happened, and I definitely enjoyed the fact that I had no idea Anora would have gotten Best Picture with my money.
Who were you on the money for? Was it complete?
No, I thought it was going to be Emilia Perez. Because I figured that Hollywood, that's got 13 nominations. I would imagine that like at a certain point, this is going to be like a total shoe-in. Because most of the time when you get that many nominations, it's like almost a good chance. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but more times than not, they will get the Best Picture award. Everything Everywhere All at Once got Best Picture. Huh?
There was so much controversy with Emilia Perez that do you think it affected it at all in terms of the voting? I feel like it did.
Probably.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Just because we gotta, not saying that the cast and crew didn't put in their heart and soul into the production. I know they did because it took a lot of work. I've seen the film. It's just as a narrative, does it hold strong? Is it good?
It's a good film.
I don't know. I was mixed about it. I was
I-
just a little mixed about it.
I personally really enjoyed it because I felt it was very unique, and it was I love mixed genres, and I thought it was a fun take on musicals for a very heavy topic. The story itself was very interesting, but then I'm part of the ignorant crowd that doesn't know Mexican culture history properly, so I wasn't aware of all of the discrepancies between what was shown versus what is actually in reality. And that is the bad thing about films, and that's why this was one of our topics at one point for Get Reelisms, was historical accuracy and whether that was important or not. And yeah, that was something we talked about, was we have, as artists, to a certain extent, a social responsibility because of dum-dums like me who don't go and fact check, and we take what we see on our, what would you call it, entertainment, or as face value. And yeah, I had no clue that Emilia Perez, there was a lot of discrepancies and stuff with actual real Mexican culture.
Yeah. Which that's part of it, but for the most part, it was just like for me at least, like the point that I wanted to make was that the story just wasn't there, and it wasn't enough for me to go, my God, that was a great Anora. 100% makes sense, because Anora is a fantastic. Have you seen Anora, by the way?
I loved Anora.
I thought it was a fantastic film.
I got to watch Anora right next to Jim Plannette, actually.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's right. That's how y'all met.
funny.
Yeah.
Actually, that was the movie that Jim was like, hey, I'm going to go watch. So everybody, the reason why we're talking about Jim Plannette is because he's our guest in a few hours. He's the gaffer for E.T. and for pretty
Young
much all the films of our films of our childhood, basically. Yes. And we had become friends. I forgot, not at that screening, but at some prior screening. True to self, I looked over, started chatting, and I was like, you are the gaffer of E.T. Just way too many life stories to do it in one podcast. And also there were technical difficulties. But yeah, so he invited me to come watch Anora. And we were watching it, and Jim is like in his 60s or something, maybe slightly older, maybe, yeah, late 60s, I think. And it's like watching it's about so Anora is about a sex worker.
Yeah.
And so it's, if you were watching, if you went to a strip club with your dad, that's what it felt like.
Oh, yeah. I see your point.
It felt like. I was fine.
This sweet old man. I shouldn't be watching this. But,
I was fine. He was, I think, more uncomfortable because he kept leaning over and being like, this isn't exactly the movie that I was hoping you were going to go to. And I was like, it's totally fine, Jim. It's all good. We're both adults. Yeah. So I thought I enjoy the movie a lot. I felt like it was a big hurrah for independent films to be a triple threat, because he got best screenplay, original screenplay, best picture, and best editing.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
That is really cool.
And I got to hear him talk at the DGA symposium.
Yeah. I saw that post on your story.
So cool. So this is the first year I've really got to participate in the award season, because the previous year, I think last year was because the strikes, so they like canceled everything. And then the year before, I was so new to LA that I just didn't even know it was happening. And so this year when I got to go, Sean Baker talked about how it was really fun, because it was all the directors of the Academy nominated Best Picture. So Emilia Perez, director, the Brutalist director and stuff, and they were all talking about their editing processes. And Sean Baker says that the way he likes to edit is after he finished shooting, he likes to let it sit there for 3 or 4 months. He can't look at it. So, which was the polar opposite
of
everyone else. So
Yeah.
everybody else on that panel said, oh, the moment they finish shooting, they're in the editing room because they can't wait. I'm like that.
Yeah.
I'm in the editing room. He says he's the opposite. It's requirement, I guess, by his contract, or like he has this understanding with the producers now that this is his process, that he has to sit on the footage for 3 to 4 months without looking at it. And then when he
Wow.
starts to edit, he can only edit after, I think he says, I turn into a vampire. He says he starts editing after 5 p.m. So he doesn't edit during the day. He says his schedule is like 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. basically. It's his editing schedule. So I thought that was like a really,
That's interesting.
really fun process. Yeah, that's been the most fun, is learning from
I
about
guess
everybody's
that's an interesting method though, right? Is that as much as you put distance between yourself and the project, just allow time to breathe, and then you come back with fresher eyes. But I don't know. I feel like I already know. I don't know if I think you're the same way, Christine, where you just know the edit while you're even like writing.
Exactly.
Like before
Yeah.
photography,
Yeah.
you already have the edit.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I can 100% attest to that, because I just wrapped on a proof of concept short for a pilot series called Yokai,
Yeah.
and I got to direct, and the whole time I'm editing in my head, and we are changing things because you might have missed something and you're trying to avoid having to reshoot or whatnot, or you're realizing while you're shooting, oh, this would make more sense if we edit it this way. So I'm giving live notes to Jackie, Jackie was on the watching for a little bit, but I don't know if she stayed on or not. But she is our awesome editor, and this is the first time in a while where I am not involved in the editing. And it wasn't because I didn't try, it's because Jackie is editing in Avid and I do not edit in Avid. And so I literally
Wow.
can't
Yeah.
touch the edit. I cannot. Yeah. I can't be like, okay, I'll let it, because I figured out a resolve.
Yeah.
And obviously Premiere, I end up being like, let me do that type thing. But Avid, I literally cannot. I don't have the program for Avid.
Yeah,
and
because
it's
Avid
very
is like
expensive.
it's like cinema complicated.
Yes.
Yeah.
TV grade editing software.
Oh, that's what they use for television editing? I didn't know that.
And
Okay.
it's the reason for it is because Avid has a very robust multi-editor functionality.
So it's like a
and
whole suite. Yeah.
Correct. And several editors can be on at the same time editing,
Oh,
which is what is
interesting.
amazing about it.
Oh, wow.
And that makes sense for TV. So
Right.
then somebody in India or wherever you guys can all be working simultaneously in multiple scenes, and therefore be able to edit a lot faster. We tried this for a previous project that I was on called Truth or Dare. That's why it was on Resolve. They figured out like a cloud-based system that was like that, but it was so janky. It
Yeah.
froze. So there was days when I couldn't get in at all. Like it would just I'd be like, oh, I've been 2 hours trying to get into this project and I can't. So I can't help you guys out anymore. Yeah, but like
Man.
Avid is like foul. It's been for several years. So that's why it's
like sharing a Google Doc. It's like it can get a little fuzzy and freezing.
Exactly. It is
Yeah.
Google Docs for editing is essentially what Avid is. That's why it's so powerful, why it's still the standard for TV and not
Wow.
media. But it makes sense with independent narrative features, because usually there's just like 1 or 2 editors and you just share your timeline and sequence that hard. But yeah, but not TV. TV, you have to do multiple at the same time.
Yeah, and there's a whole tight schedule. You can't just like, you can't putz around your timeline. You gotta get moving. But yeah, I think, did you want to talk about Yokai for a little bit? I don't think we talked about it last time.
Yeah, it's crazy because we've been on a 1 month pause, break.
Yeah.
Because maybe so that we can do some shifting, make sure things are better and whatnot, but really for me to catch up, because I do all the editing in our podcast and I was like months behind. So finally caught up, everyone. And that way you can get your podcast recorded off of Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all that stuff without a single break. So it will come out regularly. Now, a magical elf doesn't edit all that. I am the magical elf.
We could use a couple magical elves for
We
this
could
podcast. We
totally
could.
use the magical elf. But yeah, no, Yokai was an amazing experience because I didn't know anyone. I didn't know the DP. I didn't know I did not know a single person. The producers did an amazing job putting together the team, and it was a lesson in 100% trust, basically. Like I had never, like I said, I hadn't even seen the DP Gabriel's work at all. And met him. I was like, I guess this is it. This is my team. I deal with it. So day one could have been an utter disaster. Like I could have gotten like a student DP. Obviously I would have made it work and everything. But not only was Gabriel amazing, like all the talent was like on point. And it was just, when we talk about unicorns, this is one of them. When you have a great crew, a great cast, fantastic producers who let you just work and do your thing and aren't there trying to interfere, and a great script, and finally enough time, you create magic where you feel like every single frame is exactly how you want it to be, type thing. That doesn't mean that there weren't problems that came up. There were. We had to use a lot of our problem solving skills, but there was enough time to problem solve where we weren't all going to die of heart attacks. So it was just like, it was just nice. I had such a great time. My favorite moment in the process was we had a hiccup where one of our sets was supposed to double as the inside of the Mazinar beer. What is it called? The internment camps, Japanese internment camps.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the Mazinar barracks. That's the word I was looking for. Barracks.
Okay.
And what we got was 3 flats hammered together, like 3 wooden flats.
Yeah.
And
I've done that before.
Yeah, which is totally cool. The issue is that the flats look like flats.
Yeah.
Like they just, the wood is wrong, that they don't look like the interior of the barracks. And with some creative thinking, what had happened was when we went to location scout, I had noticed that the ground was like your typical, almost gym, like it's all fake wood. It's definitely not what you would, very modern plastic fake wood like you would never find in a Mazinar barracks. And so I had pointed that out. So our amazing production designer had come in with pallets, wooden pallets. And she was at that point fixated on fixing the floor because that was the first thing we had talked about when we'd ever gone location scouting. But I was like, man, we have bigger problems right now. The walls are not sellable. And I was like, okay, I know we can chit away from the floor. How about we take those pallets and lean them up against the wall? And if we shoot far enough, it will blur together and create the illusion that it's like that the walls are made from slats instead.
Because depending on where talent is going to be in frame,
Correct.
it won't make a difference.
You won't see it. You'll
Yeah.
only see this. And it fucking worked. So that was
yeah. Hell yeah.
it was one of those like, OMG. I was so proud of that moment.
Yeah,
because that
I
was
would be proud too.
major- that
Yeah.
was major problem solving. So yeah. So yes, if you are ever in a bind and you only have flats to work with, but you need to make the flats look like they were actually made from planks of real wood.
Yeah.
If you have, there's 2 ways. The first way I wanted to do it, we just didn't have time to do, which was use contact paper that was in the shape of planks of wood and like you could contact paper the shit out of that, basically. But this was literally, we had 24 hours to figure this out.
Yeah,
And
but there's a
so-
shine to it, no? It's
That's for
it's like
that, too.
plasticky shine. Yeah.
So that may not have worked. But if you have wooden pallets, if you lean them up against the wall and then use a very shallow depth of field and shoot from far away, you can cheat it. That was the best. I was really happy.
That's
that they
awesome.
fixed that out.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have behind the scenes photos, and you would be like, that looks dumb.
Yeah.
And it does. It looks really dumb because you just see these pallets leaning up against the wall. And not only are they leaning up, we had to prop them up because they're not very big. So they had to be taller. So I remember that it was an event center. So they had all these industrial sized plastic coolers, big ones. We didn't have enough apple boxes at all. And so I was like, take these coolers, they're this big, shove them up against the wall, put some brown on them, and then sprinkle some hay so it
Yeah.
looks like just hay. And
Exactly.
then it's propped up and we go really far, and if we see it, we'll just think that's like some hay or something. And it fucking worked. You
Yeah.
pull that out of our ass, but it worked.
Oh
So,
yeah. And sometimes when you're stuck with that, like you have no choice but to do that. I honestly would have
Yeah.
done the same thing. Or just taken like even an Amazon box. Like I've done that before, where you just take an Amazon box, prop it up, put some hay on top of it, and sell it as a hay bale or whatever the fuck.
Here it is.
This is it.
Smoke
Yeah.
and mirrors, dude. Smoke and mirrors. So I was very proud of that because the DP and I, our faces were in like full panic. We're like, we don't throw the make this look good.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when you're at a certain level of filmmaking, really every little detail counts. I remember Camille being very adamant about this when we were making Ursula, that Camille sacrificed a lot in terms of she, out of her own pocket, paid for a lot of things that I was willing to negate because we just didn't have the budget. And she kept saying, the devil is in the details. The devil's in the details. The devil's in the details. And I will never forget that because it is. So you could have a perfect everything, but one scene will muddle everything.
Yeah. That I do believe. Yeah. Yeah.
And Roxy definitely heard me freaking out about this the night before because I was like, you don't understand. I was like, Roxy, everything else is so beautiful. And this one scene could ruin everything because it's not up to the same standard. Sure, that scene could be 30 seconds in the frame, but that 30 seconds people just shut down. Any little detail that takes you out of the story is enough. And that is why I think that's what separates the pros from the hobbyists, or just the pros, the great from the good. Because the great, they fixate on these things that are just details, or like, whatever, nobody's going to notice. But if that one person notices and they are taken out of the film, then that's the difference between the great and the good. And so I've been really focusing on that because I'm, like I said, organizing my footage right now from many years of production. And I think that's what I've noticed from year to year is the process is the same, right? It really is, but you just get better, you get faster, and you put more attention to the details for each step of the process, which is what elevates the entirety of the project. So if I were to remake like one of the old films I did in the past, maybe with the more knowledge that I have or whatnot, it would be significantly better, or maybe not, because timing, perfect crew, time, location, everything also comes into play. So it's just, I don't know, it's fun. The more I know, the less I know.
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
more you know, the less. That's true.
Yeah.
That's honestly, like I've definitely seen that quote come to fruition before. But yeah, I agree with Camille on that. The devil is in the details. The thing though is that sometimes, I don't know, it's like sometimes you work within the parameters of what you have. And sometimes, man, like I think narratively if you have a good story, like what Ursley is a great story just by itself alone, I'm sure like even that one scene that will hang you up to dry and it'll drive you nuts no matter what. I feel like, sure, most of the time, like you would worry that all it takes is one person to just go, yeah, I don't buy it. Like now this one scene, now it just completely excommunicated everything about this movie. I can't watch it ever again. There is a portion of it you have to, sure, but you have to like have a suspension of disbelief at the same time. You can't just, I've seen Marvel films that were utterly fucking not only so inconsistent, but the fact that they even cobbled together is incredible to me. You know what I mean? Because every single, it felt like a completely different movie between lighting, set, acting even, and the characters were very inconsistent. It was just like so muddled, and that
You give a specific example by chance?
I really don't want to. Because I don't want people, because like I know a lot of people that love this movie. That's why I don't want to.
I'm interested. I want to.
Okay, it's Ant-Man Quantumania.
I haven't really seen
And that movie was 200 million, I think.
And now I'm like, want to go back and watch and see what you noticed about it.
It is, hold on. Marvel budget. I was wrong. It's 388.
Oh man.
That's so funny. I can't believe it. That's insane. Yeah. Quantumania, because it was the most inconsistent movie I've ever seen. And I think I have viewer bias because I watched it in a movie theater and it was like $30 that I could have used. You know what I mean? And I'm like, why did I waste my money on this? And I think I was just more angry about that. But as I watched the film, I'm like, what's happening? Like I didn't understand anything. And I realized after I got out of the movie, there was like a bunch of kids that were just like ushered out of the screen. And I had no idea.
They loved it. Yes.
I had no idea they were kids. And they're like, that was probably the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
You're like, what?
And so I'm just there and I'm like, because for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge Marvel kid. Like back in the day, I had like when I was a child, I had no reading comprehension, and Marvel comic books helped me shape what my reading comprehension is today, essentially.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I've definitely had a learning disability, and it was hard for me to comprehend anything that I was reading. So
were you dyslexic?
No, I don't know. I maybe, I don't know. I have.
It's all good. You know, what's so funny is I feel like so many of us in our adulthood are realizing that we all had learning disabilities of some sort back then. But we're only discovering it now.
Sure. Yeah. But sometimes, like when I'm reading a book, like if I'm reading words, it just wouldn't fucking comprehend for the life of me. So I read Marvel comic books when I was a kid because I was freaking out. I'm like, am I stupid? I think I'm stupid. And it's just bridging that gap of like visual storytelling with dialogue that helps me understand comprehension just way more. Production assistant training says same, and they all said LD. I don't know what LD is.
Oh, learning disability.
Oh, learning disability. Yeah. Oh, like LD, like abbreviating it. Okay, that's cool. It's a neat little nickname.
PC. Nice PC.
Right.
My own discovery is my ADHD. It's underdiagnosed, but every time I'm like, guess what, guys? I learned that I'm pretty sure that I have ADHD. Every single person is like, you just now found out?
Girl, we knew. I even knew that.
Why didn't anybody tell me?
Those of you who are interested, we've had a lengthy discussion on our 100th episode with Roxy and Kelly, talking about like how much ADHD are all of us, and Christine's literally on the highest of that tier.
I'm like, really? And I'm still reading things, being like, oh, this explains so much. I'm like recalling little bits of like my dad saying things, and one of them was like him having no faith that I'll finish this like cross stitching thing he bought me because he never finished anything, and Now I'm like, I get it now. He was right. It's because of my ADHD.
You got so many things going
I
on.
start so many things, but yes, I don't finish a lot of them. Yes. And I'm also discovering them as I'm organizing these hundreds of drives that I have and being like, oh, look at this project that I
Yeah.
shot and didn't finish yet.
But like, I would think you are one of my most like productive and regimented friends that I know.
I have to be, though.
You
That's
are
the thing.
very regimented. You are very productive. And I know you have to be, or else you'll go
I have to
crazy.
be. I would go
But
crazy, yes.
yeah, I never seen someone who's so detail oriented. So just because you have ADHD doesn't mean that you are
Correct. Doesn't mean that
working your
you're
ass off.
hopeless. No, I've developed many tools throughout the years to help me be extremely productive because of the amount of things I want to accomplish. Fight against the ADHD.
Yeah.
Don't have to at one time. Yes, I could be working on 5 different scripts, but but I have little markers for how to get to them and make sure that I do finish them and stuff like that. And The Bear is one of my favorite series of all time. And the moment when I saw in one of the scenes, I want that little thing that says every second counts.
Oh
That's
yeah.
in
It's like in the kitchen, right? And it's like right
Yes.
above the door. Yeah.
Nothing has spoken more to me than
Every second counts.
second counts. And I truly believe that. And it's how I operate in all of my life. And not just work, but just life in general. To a point that's really affecting my personal life, like dating.
That's what I was
because-
going to counter for you.
Yeah.
I was going to push back and say sometimes you got to slow shit down in
I
order to
know.
enjoy the little things, girl. That's what it is.
definitely affects my dating because there'll be people who are like, hey, what are you up to today? I'm
Listen.
like, what do you mean? What are you up to? What am I up to? today?
Yeah.
If you want to hang out with me, you have to schedule like a week in advance, minimum.
Listen, I can fit you in on the 20th on Wednesday.
Between
Okay.
2 to 2:30.
2 to 2:45. Yeah.
Joking either. They're always like, what?
What?
What are you doing? I was like, from here to here. I was like, would you like me to tell you what my schedule is?
That's a flaw in dudes, I will say. That's just like a human. Like, there's a lot of dude who like fellas. It's fellas time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But let's just say, dudes, you got to understand that like everybody has a schedule, and yes, that includes even dating your ass. You're gonna need to slot you into the schedule. Dens the breaks, y'all. It is what it is. Like I've had that so many times on dates where they're just like, I could probably fit you in. It's like scheduling a dentist appointment. Like it sucks. Don't get me wrong, but like sometimes it is what it is. People are busy, and I kind of rather be like scheduled if anything, because I honestly like
Then you should feel exactly. If you're scheduled, it means you're special enough. to
that's
be in
my
the
time
schedule.
now. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. That's our time, I should say. So that's what it is. Yeah. Where was I going with that? I don't know.
Basically, ADHD people can be perfectly functional, successful people. We go on a
Yeah.
whole other tangent. We're
Um,
reeling it back in.
I'm
and
more of a diet ADHD for
a
myself.
diet.
Yeah.
ADHD,
I'm like the Diet
ADHD.
Coke of ADHD. I'm
Like-
almost like, I get it. Like I definitely, like when I clean, sometimes
Yeah.
I will be in the middle of doing laundry and I'm like, I might as well do dishes. And then I'll do dishes and then I look at the microwave and how nasty it is. I'm like, I might as well do the microwave. And I stop doing dishes, so I go to the microwave. And then I'm like, and I look at the fridge and I'm like, man, I might as well clean out the fridge as well. And then I stop cleaning the microwave, move on to so I do this
Dude, I do
circle
this.
thing and
Yeah, I
I
do this
never
too.
finish the fucking thing, which is my laundry.
That's the difference between you and me. I will finish all of these tasks, but
Yeah.
I do this thing. This is exact same thing. That's why I love games where it's about efficiency and it's make the taco, and then they have like different things that are dripping, and then you're supposed to move around the kitchen and okay, I got to start that this time, blah blah blah, and then how many tacos or whatever can you complete
Yeah.
in this amount of time? While oh no, the water is boiled. Just like I love playing games like that. It's very
I
it's like
you
addicting.
I have a game for you,
Oh,
and
no.
it's
games.
it's real fun. It's real fun, and it's very time efficient too. It's called Overcooked.
No, this sounds like I would be stuck on this game forever.
It's a cooking simulator essentially. You're just making soups, you're making stuff, but here's a catch though. You are in a restaurant, you got to dish it up, you got to serve it out, and you got to do the dishes, and you got to mop, you got to clean.
Oh my God, this sounds like the kind of game that I would totally love playing.
But it's all in a time limit. So but it also
great.
it also requires, but here's also the bigger catch that I don't think you would like is that it's a co-op game.
I would kill somebody.
So that means you need someone else there while you're you can't do it, but this is the bear, dude. Yes, chef. Yes, chef. You know, you need more than one. You can't just have two. You can have up to 4 people working in that same kitchen.
God.
And let me tell you something. I've played it with friends of mine who are OCD and ADHD, and let me tell you something, it was a nightmare. It was like dealing with hyperactive children. It was
oh my God.
It was just
amazing.
It is
Overcooked. I feel like I've seen Casey and Roxy play this once, and it was hilarious because they're shouting at each other the whole time.
Yeah.
And being like, get the fucking
that's what it is. And it's just me.
I'm gonna ask when I go back.
Yeah.
To talk to them. Yeah.
It's just me screaming at my friends to wash dishes while I'm trying to cook and make soup. And they're like, Adam, just switch with me. I'm like, I'm not switching.
Yeah, that sounds like a game that I will love, but also everybody would end up hating me at the end of it.
Oh yeah. No, it tests the might of true friendship. It does.
Oh, they should change that game or make a different version, but that's like film sets. That would sell.
Listen,
okay.
Why do we put it on a public podcast for anyone to get that now? Damn it.
Whoopsies.
Listen, this is the first time we've heard it. So if anybody does, we could send a cease and desist.
Damn it.
Anybody who tries to take this without trademarking Get Reelisms or Moth the Flames,
we're coming after
we are going to cease and desist. Trust us. We will.
I want to make this game now, damn it.
This game sounds a lot of fun with the multiple departments and stuff.
Yes. Oh my goodness. We got to
That's a good one.
Who made the other one and figure out what. I'm like not joking. I just want this game.
Oh, I want this game as well. Oh my God. That's Ghost Town Games makes Overcooked. Yeah. Ghost Town Games, feel free, but also pay up. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
We will love to cooperate with you and make this a joint Get Reelisms effort.
Yes.
We would love this.
To create this with somebody else, because obviously none of us create games. But
I love games. As a gamer myself, I love games.
And I'm an entrepreneur, so I will find you and track you down and collaborate with you. I like to just collaborate with you.
Okay, we got to wrap this up. There was still a lot to talk about. Huh?
Did Jim get on her yet? Is he in the back?
I don't know. Maybe. I haven't looked yet.
Okay. Oh yeah, because we're on different.
Yeah, we're on a different stream. So we're just going to go ahead and take this in for a landing.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for participating with us, getting through the technicalities of it all. But stick around Instagram, stick around Facebook. We're going to come right back in just a second because we're going to bring in our legendary returning guest. So please, stay
excited.
tuned. All right.
Yes, Jim Plannette, who is the gaffer of E.T., Braveheart, Free Willy. She's all these other awesome things.
Yeah, you got to get into it. All right, y'all.
That's why you guys are here. We know.
Exactly.
Listening to this.
So thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you on the other side. Peace out. Bye-bye now.